Hello, hello, and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This channel is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business so that they can sidestep all of the crazy landmines that I step on. So I don't know why I do the crazy pictures. I don't know. I like to make funny faces. Anyways, welcome to the YouTube live stream today. It's good to be here. I have been really just been kind of in my own mind, saturated with these thoughts of how I can help the all the voiceover artists that I've been coaching recently, because I've been doing a lot of coaching and it's been wonderful. And I have been seeing some things that is so impressive. So many of us are working really hard, right? I mean, we are. We're marketing. We're trying to get better at our DAW. We're doing whatever we can when it comes to our equipment. We're working on our space. We're constantly upgrading our business. But when we do all of that and we go online and we put our we get our platforms all set up, and we put all of our stuff, our profiles on Fiverr and all these other places, and we're auditioning and we're doing all these things. I want you to step back and think, okay, I'm doing all of this, and am I getting work? So if you are struggling getting work, and I mean, you're working your butt off, you're making people aware of you, and you're not getting work, there is a part of, I think, this business that a lot of people do focus on, but then it's really easy to look past. And that is the acting part. And I want to talk to you today about acting, because as voiceover artists, as voice actors, that in essence is our job. Now, of course, we know on the back end as entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, our business is also our job, and working on our business is so vital to our success. However, the product, which is acting, our acting, that is what makes or breaks what people, whether they buy from us in the context of your business structure and everything. You get in front of them, they listen to your audition. From your audition, then they want to interact with your business or they don't. So your demo, right? So your acting is so vital to this. And I wanted to talk about this today because I really think that acting today, as a voice actor today in our world now, is completely different than it was along, years and years ago. We are constantly just berated by information. We know that, right? I mean, our phones, our computer, I mean, ads, radio, everything. There's so much information being thrown at us, right? And if we are to be successful, we have to be people who really, really cut through that and make people feel. That's our job. A voice actor's job is to make people feel something. So your job is to make people feel something. We are numbed out. Let's be honest. We're numb. We are numb to most everything because it is constantly shoved in our face. To be an effective voice actor, voiceover artist, people want to hire us because they want us to move people, inspire people. Now you might say, okay, well, Anthony, that's all good, but I do an e-learning job where I'm telling people about, cybersecurity and CISOs and SaaS and all this jazz. That's not very interesting. Okay, I'll give you that it might not be interesting to you. However, it's still your job to motivate people. So here's the thing. That is a lifetime's effort, right? I mean, actors work a lifetime. Professional actors work, they take classes, they take courses. They're constantly working on their craft to get better. We are actors. We're voice actors. So if you are struggling with getting work, if you are doing everything right, Like, you've had me look at your Fiverr page, and it looks like you filled out everything, or you've put your profiles and you're doing stuff on Voices, and you're auditioning and you're working hard. You're sending out emails. You're making phone calls. You're posting content to social media. You're starting in conversations that just don't seem to get anywhere. You send people your demos, and like, yeah, it sounds pretty good, but nothing ever happens. I want you to really step back and audit your acting and think, well, you know what? Maybe my acting is not inspiring as much as it should. Now you might say, okay, well, how do I judge that? Okay. I really think there's two types of people, or two types of approaches to this. I think first off, there's people who maybe they're a little more intuitive when it comes to their acting, right? When they see a script, when they've got something there, they look at it, they see that whatever information is given to them for direction, and it's a feel thing. They feel it. Then the other group of people, I think, is more of an analytical approach, right? Where there is a specific ask, right? Maybe it's emotional, low and slow, go. I have an emotional low and slow read that I've created. I'm going to use that. Go. There's no variation in, like your thought process of maybe tying two together. It's a single thing that's cut and dry, and you do it. Both, I'm not saying one is better than the other. Both are fine. But what I'm getting at is that in that context, your job, our job, is to unnumb people, right? It's to be able to express something to where it catches someone's attention, to where it moves them to do whatever we're trying to do. If you find that you go into voiceovers, a script, a book, and you're always wondering, okay, am I doing this right? Does this sound right? Is it, something that I don't even know if I should be doing this, or should I be doing something else? Okay. This is an indication that you are not confident enough yet in your craft as an actor to be making hard decisions, because there comes a point in acting, we call it, ironically enough, make a decision. But it's like you make a decision in acting and you go with it. But see, when you make a decision, you go all in. It's not like a half, decision. Perfect example is this. When it comes time for you to do a scene where you're supposed to be a mom who is worried about their child, and they are trying, the whole script is about a product selling, cameras for the nursery. All right. And, there's got to be some sort of emotion there from, like, you as a mom, right? Well, you've got to portray that emotion, and you got to move me to believe, like, to make me believe that that's actually what you feel. So, and here's the other crazy thing too, right? Because, the reality is that people want you to be real, but they want you to be real in the context of the emotion that they're looking for. So that's the rub. This conversational thing, right? We all know, we all understand it, but do we really? Because like, if they really wanted a conversational read, I'd be like, hey, what's going on, Bob? I'm sorry. That's all right. Yeah. I mean, that's not very interesting. What they really want is they really want you or me to be really ourselves, but that heightened emotion. All right. That's what they really want. They want us to have that emotion and to show it as ourselves. And if we can do that, that's inspiring and that's exciting. I think the issue we run into a lot is we don't know how to be ourselves and to be exciting, or to be super emotional, or to drive, some sort of excitement or inspiration. We don't know how to do that, or we've never do that. We don't do that normally. You might be a person who typically they're not very an exciting person. Like, I mean, what I mean by that is, like, you're not overly happy all the time, but yet you get a script where they're like, I want you to be yourself, but I want you to be happy. Well, okay. So you try that, but that's not typically you, but yet you're called to do that. Or a perfect example, let's say maybe you're having a bad day and you're asked to do something like that. That's important to be able to do as an actor, is to be able to act and to do something that you don't normally do, or whatever the script calls for. If you are not working on this or thinking about it, and you are struggling with getting work, this could be an indication of why. I see a lot of people putting up decent work. Let me, and I want to say this because it's actually not bad work at all. But here's the thing. In our day and age, you've got to be better than decent. You've got to be good. I don't want anyone to sugarcoat this for you all. All right. This is not a business where you can be mediocre and be successful. I don't know of any business where you can be mediocre and successful, but in our business, you've got to be good at this. You've got to be good at business. You've got to be good. You got to be great at acting. The positive thing is you can become great at it. Doesn't mean you have to start that way. I've got my cat is running around here on the floor. Sorry. Every time I'm doing something, it's like, meow. Like, you can't see it. Anyways, I was on my truck. I was really on there. It's live, right? So anyways, what I was saying, like, yeah, what I was saying was the positive thing is you can learn these things. You can study them. Yes, you can pay for coaching and everything, but I really would advise before you pay anyone for coaching, start to listen. Listen to things that move you. Dissect it. Why does it move you? What are they doing? Acting is imitation. We are imitators. I didn't say impersonators, imitators, meaning we imitate emotion. We imitate expression. And a good actor finds out a way to do that through their own life experiences and their own context. And that's what makes it real. That's why I love the idea of heightened life. Okay, because this idea that it is your life, but it's heightened. All right, that's what we're interested in. So that's what I want you to start by doing before you pay anybody. Just start listening. Start listening. Find things that move you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a monologue in a movie, it's a commercial, it's a play. You can watch so much stuff on YouTube. Watch actors. Look at the speed, the pauses, the breaths. So, even spots that make that interesting to you, like that Nike spot that became really famous with that kid running and the guy's talking. What is it about that makes it emotional? Why is it emotional? What does it do to us that makes us feel emotional? Well, clearly he's talking at a lower volume. All right, it's not it's not dynamic, meaning it's more of a flat kind of tone. He doesn't end down as much on the end. Like, you can go through and really kind of pull it apart. But that's only because, or I can see that because of all the training and the things that I've done working on it. Do you see what I'm saying? So your job is to start to dive into this acting world with the context of you're trying to become the very best that you can be. Think about this too. The people that we remember, the people that stick with us, they're the people who can move us. All right. Names, ideas, thoughts. Those are the people, those are the things that stay with us because they invoke emotion. If you can figure out how to do that, you have the keys to the kingdom, but you have to work on it. Okay. You really do have to work on it. And you have to go with it in the frame of, as a voiceover artist, my job is to express these things to people and inspire, create, drive emotion and thoughts and feelings. In that sense, I need to figure out how to do that. If I want someone to think about something, how do I need to say it in order for them to really contemplate it? And, if I need someone to feel something, how do I do it to where they feel it? How do I manipulate my voice, the sound of it? What do I need to do to show emotion through listening? Show emotion through listening. How do you do that? That's your job. You figure that out, you're off to the races. All right, so that's my spiel for today's live. I want to take some questions. So if you guys have some questions, go ahead and post them over here in the live chat. I'd love to take them. I see we've got, let's see, we don't have any. I know it's Sabah, right? I think that's it. And she said, "Hey, Anthony, I'm glad I could catch some of this before getting back to work. Yep, make choices." Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, an old, adage in theater has always been, you got to make a choice and go with it. Cool thing about voice acting though is no one's watching you. So you could do whatever you want to do. And I actually recommend some things about when you're acting, you know, don't like if you're being a character or there's supposed to be some emotion, use your hands, use your face, really show the emotion. Don't be afraid to. No one's going to see you. If you feel like you look silly, no one's going to see you look silly. Okay? It's fine. And that will actually in turn help you your voice sound more. Like you ever listen to someone and they smile while they're talking? You can hear them smiling. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear them being happy. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You can hear it in someone's voice because we recognize it, because we know, we intuitively know it because we know what it sounds like when someone is happy, when they're smiling. The way it comes out of their mouth, we hear it that way. All right. So, that's something that you can practice. And if you haven't done things like that, simply talking while you're smiling, while you're happy, it does sound different. All right. When you're slouched over and you talk like this, it sounds different. All of these things that you can do physically help, but that's all acting. It's all taking outward appearance or your outward expression to bring about inward expression. All right. Out to in as opposed to in to out, which a lot of people get those mixed up. I have to feel it inside before it comes out. Think about it. Like if you cry, what do? You physically move yourself and you cry. All right. That's how great actors can cry on cue. They understand the physical things that they do when they cry, and that physical action brings about the emotion. You can use that as a voice actor. Physical action brings about emotion. Okay, physical things bring about emotional things because we are creatures of habit, and the habits dictate what we do. So when we do something physically that draws out emotion or that ties to something like crying or like being, sad, right? Like it's really difficult to be slunched over, with your shoulders down, your head down, all right, and your head forward and everything drooping for you to be excited. It just doesn't work that way. Probably look like an idiot, I know. But the point is, or when you stand up, when you sit up straight or stand up straight with your shoulders back and your head up, right, and your chin up a little bit, do it. And I'm recommending you do this right now. You will see the difference in how you feel. Really, it's completely different. You'll feel you can't be miserable like this. You can't be miserable when you smile. It's about, you could joke about it being like silly, right? But try to smile and feel miserable. It's like near impossible. You can't, because the physical actions trigger neurons and memories within our brains, and that that releases the emotions that are tied to those that have been ingrained in us year after year after year. What I'm telling you is learn how to use it to your advantage. Okay. Got me going off again. Let's see. Jim said, excellent thoughts. I've been practicing this, doing okay at it. I think just seems like sometimes I go over the top and the end result sounds weird. Just need more practice, I guess. So I suppose, Jim, I mean, the reality is that what are you trying to accomplish? Because honestly, that's what I would do, and I would break it down, right? Because I would break it down to exactly what are you trying to accomplish when? Meaning that, let's say you want to, I think your demo is a great example of this. On your demo, let's say you have 6 slots. The whole point to those 6 slots is that you should be able to do those 6 slots. And a good demo is about you having some diversity in there, right? So that's where I would start, right? You want something that you can do, like I said, low and slow and emotional. You want something where you can promote something, excited about it. You want to do something maybe where it's luxury, right? You want to do something funny, right? You can pick like 6 different things to accomplish, and your job then is to try to make sure that you come up with a system to do that. And it is dynamic, Jim. It's always changing. Like it's not going to be something that you just come up with one day and it's going to work. You're going to find intricacies in there. You're going to find nuances. You're going to watch other people and you say, okay, well, that's maybe an idea. I know that if I raise my voice at this point, it gives sort of an interesting kind of thought process to it. All right. Where if I want to be serious and I want you to know what I mean, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to end my sentence down. Right. So these are things that you can do and learn. All right. So, I mean, good job, Jim. It's so funny. My cat's climbing up the wall over here. All right. Any other questions before I got to go? I'm just going to bring down my other part of my studio. No, we're good. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please make sure you like, share, follow, and please leave some more comments. If you have any questions about this, I'm going to be talking about, I think, this topic a lot coming up here because, like I said, I'm working with a lot of actors, a lot of voiceover artists, and so many of them are doing so much work and they're working so hard, and I'm so proud of them. But if you find yourself lacking on the work side, right, something's got to be off and could be your acting. All right. So keep working on it. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you later.